weeks ago. Hi, my goats. There was snow everywhere. Like, this is crazy. You can still see on the ski mountain, there's snow. Hi guys. They're eating all of our fresh grass that we just planted, so that's fun. All this hard work, seeding, planting, and they're just gonna eat it all. Typically we leave them in their little paddock right there, but all the chicken wire went down in the winter time, which I need to go staple gun up, which is gonna be fun. So they've just been kind of cruising around, but they don't go anywhere. They hang out in the property. Go, 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 go! I feel like the Pied Piper. They follow me around when I'm gardening. It's pretty cool. So all the ponds down there, we had a beaver come in and like create a pretty massive dam. And our ponds are on fire this time of year. And so we've got baby ducks and it's just gorgeous down there. It does come with mosquitoes though, which that's kind of the downfall. This winter was a learning process. We went through some ups and downs, mostly ups. One of the downs was we had a raccoon come in and basically kill all 8 of my chickens that I raised from little chicks, which was pretty disturbing. But come inside and we've secured the barn. Come on, guys. The raccoon is gone. Come on. And we're starting from scratch. I don't know how people have raccoons as pets. They're like, oh, they're so cute.
Nah, they're wild.
They will rip
They are
your
wild.
face off. They will rip a chicken's head off. And I know that now because we have it on video, all 8 of my chickens. And it took a nap in between. We got these little guys. I haven't named them yet because I am worried about getting too attached. I mean, we've done everything we can to keep them super safe and protected, but you know, on a farm, you just can't predict. And it's hard not to get attached, you know? I mean, I'm attached to all the animals here, and to have a, you know, critter come in and take them all out overnight, that was tough. Luckily, Tanner, randomly, he was the one who came in that morning to feed the animals, and he found them. And I think it was probably a good thing that he did, because I don't think I would have handled it as well as he did. But he came in and he cleaned up and broke the bad news to me, and he got it all on camera, which is disturbing. I, of course, did not watch that footage, but oh yeah, you went down. But yeah, so we're starting over with these little babies, and we're gonna do our best to keep them safe and hope no more crazy raccoons come in and mess with them. Actually, we could probably leave them in there. It's warm enough. Farm life, right? You guys are safe though. We built them a little parkour obstacle course. We need to do better. Tanner and I need to like totally make this a full playground out here for them because they love to climb. So we're in mud season, which actually is not bad. Normally these boots I'd be up to here with mud. But we had a pretty mild winter. So it dried up pretty fast. I mean, knock on wood, it could snow tomorrow. So yeah, mud season, I think we're learning is like the time of year where we've just got to fix everything. Like if you look around, you look closely, you can see like all the fencing is down. Just everything gets demolished by the snow. So you spend the next few months fixing everything and then it just starts snowing again. So you're like, great. Speaking of, here's my ranch hand. I pay him well. He's super hot. He's real good looking.
What's his name?
Tanner Foust. Heard of him?
No, is he that douchebag drifter? Just kidding, sorry. Margaritas.
Tanner, you're ruining every shot. Why are you sitting over there?
I'm just letting you do your thing. Thought you were playing with chicks.
I was. You like chicks, so.
I do. I'll be honest, when I lived here back in the early 2000s, I never did mud season. because the day the ice driving school stopped, I was out doing car events in other parts of the country. So I thought, oh, everybody complains about mud season. It's nothing. But it's a real deal. And like right now we're living it because you still see snow on the mountain. But as the snow goes away, they say that once the snow melt gets to the lower peak, which is about 50% of the way up, that's the peak of melt. So that's the highest flow in the river. So we're not even quite yet at the highest flow. But when you just, you go a couple days without some rain, and honestly, it's nice and it's dry. We learned a lot this year about where we'd like to put drainage in, where the previous owners hadn't, but just having the dogs run around and everything, it just sucks to bathe them every single day. And if we could just do a couple strategic drains, we could really save ourselves from the dogs coming back completely soaked every morning of mud season. We have some deferred projects from last year that still are carrying over, shockingly enough. One of the farmers has asked if he can put a couple bowls in our hay field, which is about 20 acres. And in return, he's offered to fix the fence. And so we're definitely doing that. We want to level the driveway, put some French drains in the driveway to alleviate some of the puddles that we get, and then re-gravel the whole driveway. That's a big project. And then another thing is to put a bit of a sprinkler type system, not an in-ground sprinkler system, but almost a drip system, so that even when we travel, we know that there's a timing system going on keeping plants alive.
Do you like timers?
I love timers. Timers are, I've got at least 8 different types of timers here. I've got timers that I can monitor from my phone. I've got scheduled timers on thermostats. I've got Christmas timers spread throughout the property, hooked up to everything from freaking heat lamps to lights to heating pads for little dogs that sound like pigs. Basically, our life would not exist here without timers.
It's not working. Oh, because he's got it on a timer. Freaking Tanner and his timers. He gets so mad because I unplug them all the time because they just get in the way of me doing stuff. He's got everything on a timer. Surprised he doesn't have me on a timer. There we go.
What's the goal of the timers?
And leaf blowers.
Leaf blower. Well, every time it's windy here, I think of, is the leaf blower charged? Because when it's windy, that's when you can open stuff up and just blast the shit out of it. The upstairs of this barn is covered in hay, and this wind just makes me want to open the doors and blow that shit out, because then it just goes off to Never Never Land.
Let's do it.
Yeah, look, let's blow some shit out. This is Boots. She's a sweetheart. She always looks pregnant, and half the time she is. Oh, girl. All right, maybe we won't scare her too much with the blower. But if it's windy tomorrow, we're blowing this place out. What's that?
Just the murder loft.
That was gnarly.
All the chickens.
I've got a camera here, right? So could see when the raccoon was coming in, and then I had a trap here, and trapped the thing 3 nights, and the first 2 nights it escaped. It picked the lock. They're incredibly crafty. Then the 3rd night it couldn't get out. I had carabinered it all up and zip tied it, so there's no way to get out once it closed. Another raccoon actually showed up and started bending the trap and trying to rip it open, and then it literally did this weird tuft of its tail right in front of the trap, went and killed all 8 chickens, out of spite. It was nasty. There was a camera in the chicken coop, and it just did 1 click frame per hour, and the thing ate 2 of the chickens, slept for 5 hours, and then just ripped the heads off all the other chickens, and that was it.
Should we talk about what you did to the
What I
raccoon?
did? Honestly, we're gonna start selling these because there are a lot
Foust
of
Farm.
There's a lot of
Get
raccoons.
yours now. Kill my chicken and see what happens.
Big
That's
Al looks
terrible.
good on you.
Big Al.
These things, on the other hand, are 3-year-old kids. Hey, babe.
Hey, where are you?
In the barn.
What are you doing?
We're talking about shiplap.
Sounds exciting.
Yeah, that's pretty great. No, are you back?
Yeah.
Okay, all right, we'll see you in a bit.
Okay, bye.
Wanted to be YouTube viral all the time. One thing that I kind of quickly discovered by getting a pilot's license and having a plane is that you could do more in a day than you ever could get done without it. So I would have a job in Palmdale, I'd need to grab something in Big Bear, and maybe even go straight to a job in Borrego Springs for the next morning.
All right. Those clouds look a little... It's gonna be bumpy, huh?
I think so. It's just sort of filling in, unfortunately.
I know, I was worried about that. Can I do the radio?
Yeah,
What's the runway again?
3-2.
Left downwind departure?
Left crosswind.
Crosswind.
I did my flight training. I got to the very tail end of it. I was doing my solo flights. And you know, all I had to do was take the test and do my long cross country, and I just kind of realized I didn't really like being up there by myself. I love flying with him, and I love taking turns, and I love doing the radios and all that. And I know that I was a good pilot. Like I got this like kind of like almost like because I'm a mom, being up there by myself. If there was an emergency situation, would I panic, or would I really be able to handle it? Most likely I'd be able to handle it, but I just got this kind of like, why am I doing this again?
Steamboat traffic, Bonanza 4 Tango Foxtrot is taking the active 3-2 for a left crosswind departure. Steamboat traffic.
And you said left crosswind?
Yes, I did.
Perfect. So then that helicopter should know where we are. Traffic alert today's right with you, back taxiing 3-2, steamboat.
Steamboat traffic, helicopter 7 Zulu Mike is 2 south, got the departing traffic in sight.
2 south?
And we're at 9,000. So they're just
He'll be
Yeah.
back there, but...
you have eyes on them?
No, but we're gonna go west, so...
Okay. If the weather's not too bad, we should fly over the house when we come back. I guess no one's there.
That house right there?
Is that
There it
our
is.
house?
There it is.
Hey! Do you see the goats? I do. They're
Yeah,
in the grass.
they're in the grass.
Eating all of our fresh grass.
Little bitches.
I wish those rain clouds would come over our house so we could get some
I know, we could use a
water.
soaking, as they say in Utah.
And are fast. So inappropriate. So we are off to Tractor Supply Store, a town over.
The rule in the mountains in the summer is like out by 7, back by 11.
Yeah.
Because after 11 a.m., it starts to get bumpy. And right now, I mean, we were a little late headed out to the store. It's 11:24, so sure enough,
Yeah.
everything started filling in and all the bumps too. So it is, in Southern California, having this plane was super utilitarian. Like you could fly it reliably to work. One of the reasons I got a pilot's license was because there are so many airports in Southern California where I worked. I'd always like drive 2.5 hours to get to the desert and then realize there was a little airport there. And if I just had a pilot's license,
We
then,
flew everywhere.
yeah, it's like within a half an hour we could do tons of stuff. I would fly you to work a bunch of times.
Yeah.
Here it's a bit different. Because you're up at altitude, you're much closer to the freezing temperature when you're in the clouds, and the clouds can actually form ice on the wings. This plane is not equipped with de-icing equipment, so it's one of the most dangerous parts about flying in the mountains for us. Like in California, I'd been in icing clouds before, but you can just descend because you can go down to sea level over the ocean, and eventually it gets warm enough to melt the ice off. But here you can't descend. The minimum altitude that you can fly while being in the clouds on an IFR flight plan is really, really high. So in order to really have that same utility, we need a plane that has de-icing equipment, probably pressurization,
Yes.
and performance to climb through that icing critical layer to where it's so cold on top that it doesn't form ice on the wings.
Yeah.
You know, the pressurization doesn't help you go any faster, but you can usually fly higher depending on what kind of motor the plane has. And up in the thinner air, your ground speed can be higher.
And we could bring the dogs.
Theoretically, we could bring the dogs if we could get them to stop shedding so much. Gonna drop some gear, and we're gonna do some flaps all way up here. Your ears are gonna pop because we're gonna descend.
Are you going to do a low approach or are you
real
going to actually
fast.
land?
No, let's land.
Alright.
All right, we're gonna go back to the rich side of peak on the motor. We're still doing 100 knots. We want to slow down probably to 80 when we cross the fence here. Get the trim set. Everything looks good. Lights are good. Pretty gusty.
It's gusty. Oh, yeah.
So we'll just hop off here and then we'll taxi back.
There's a golf course here. I wonder if they ever get cows on the runway.
Hopefully they have fences that are better than ours.
We've landed where there's been coyotes,
Yeah,
where you had to...
I've had to wait for coyotes. Even just in Denver, I had to wait for coyotes.
The flight today was a little bumpy, but it wasn't too bad.
It was short, bumpy, and there were weather cells moving in out of nowhere. You know, they say in the mountains you're out by 7, back by 11 for most of the spring and summer because
That's why, yeah.
the weather builds in the afternoon here very quickly, and then usually it actually clears out for the evening. Yeah, it was a bit bumpy, and but mission accomplished.